Hey guys, how you doing? I hope everything is well. Everything is good with me. Y'all, I heard this story the other day about a Bensonhurst man. He was Chinese, and he was evidently watching his nieces and nephews in the house. But the uncle had a mental illness. Not saying that he's not capable of watching the four children, but my thing is when you have somebody living in your household and they are, they have mental illness, you have to make sure that they take their medication. And it's not easy because I've been around some people like that, and you be like, yo, did you take your medicine? And they get an attitude like, stop telling me what to do, whatever. But no, no, no. You have to take this. But let me say, you as literally have to stand there and watch them take it. You know what I'm saying? And they do have an attitude. You know what I'm saying? They do. But that's just the way it is. If you feel like if you taking them in your home, especially when you have a whole family. You know what I'm saying? But evidently, they trusted him, and he was watching their four children, and just all hell just broke loose. Okay, these kids went through hell and back, but God is good, y'all. God is good. Police shoots man armed with a meat cleaver to end attack on four children in Brooklyn. Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. A meat cleaver welding man was knifing and slashing four children in a Brooklyn home on Sunday. Was palled by police after one of the young victims managed to call 911 for help. Good for that person. The victim was eight was 8, 11, 13, and 16 years old. The 11-year-old girl who was able to call 911 for help. The girl told 911 she did not know her address. She's 11. Okay. She wasn't able to, she didn't know her address, but the call center used technology to pinpoint the location and quickly dispatch police to the scene at 84th Street in Bensonhurst. The 11-year-old caller stated that she and her siblings have been knifed by her uncle. She did not know her address, said the NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch. When police arrived, they heard screaming come from behind the door to the left and immediately began forcing their way into the apartment. One of the enfor- one Once the officers entered they encountered the man standing near the entrance, holding a large meat cleaver covered in blood. Police said blood was also seen on the floors, walls, and the hall. Oh, he was losing it on these poor little kids, y'all. The officer ordered the man to drop the weapon several times. He refused and advanced towards them. Two officers discharged their firearm, firing 7 total between the two cops, striking the subject, ending the threat. According to Tish, the police-involved shooting was captured on a body cam. Police came in and did what they had to do to save the children. Absolutely, absolutely. I don't care. Absolutely, if that's the way, because he was. We don't, like I said, I don't know if he was taking his medication and he was flipping, but trust and believe me, if he was gonna harm his own nieces and nephews, trust me, those police was getting it. If they didn't pow him, he and a person with mental illness, they are strong and they're fast. Yes, they have like extra strength. Okay, they said police did what they had to do. Police came in and did what they had to do. Authorities said the suspect, Lang Chang, 49, had a history of mental illness. He was Chinese. A fifth child, a boy, was able to escape from the house unharmed. Chang Lang told Eyewitness News that her father-in-law took the frightened child into his home and cared for him until it was safe. She She said the boy was shivering, scared, and crying. You damn right. Like, are you kidding me? My uncle in there trying to come on, losing it like that? A massacre? The girls are also expected to survive. The uncle was rushed to the hospital in critical condition after being shot. 2 knives was recovered at the scene, including a large meat cleaver that suspect was holding when police arrived. An additional bloody knife was found in another room. Although the extract relationships is still under investigation, authorities said the suspect is related to the victims. According to the family member, the suspect has a history of mental illness. Here's the bottom line. Right now, we have 4 children who are still alive because of the quick thinking and decisive action of the NYPD and EMS. Thank God. You understand? But people, I don't understand some people, you don't want that person to be put away because they have a mental illness. You understand what I'm saying? And you take them in, and because you love them, you know what I'm saying? You love them and you take them in. In Chinese, they are very family oriented. And like I said, they trusted him because there was no other adult in the house. You understand? So they probably was at work. But you have to understand that when you have a person with a mental illness, you have to make sure they take their medication. You understand? But it's hard for you to do that, which is true. It's hard for you to do that because they be like, getting all upset and everything like that. Well, listen, man, you plan on staying here, you going to take them pills right in front of me. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the result that you can get sometime out of people that don't take their medication. You understand what I'm saying? So, thank God that these children is okay. God is good, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just so sad that, they had to go through this here. You understand? It's really, really sad that they had to go through this. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to show you a small video, and y'all wait for it. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, y'all. All right, wait for it.
Commissioner Jessica Tisch. I am joined today by Chief of Department John Schell, Assistant Chief Frank Giordano from Patrol Bureau Brooklyn South, and Deputy Chief Rohan Griffith from our Force Investigation Division. A horrific scene this morning inside a Bensonhurst home in the 6-2 precinct, and a family devastated by unspeakable violence. The information I'm about to provide is preliminary, and it is, of course, subject to change. At approximately 10:15 this morning, a heartbreaking call came into 911 for an assault in progress. The 11-year-old caller stated that she and her siblings had been stabbed by her uncle. She did not know her address. Quick-thinking police communications technicians at the 911 call center used the technology at their disposal to get an address from the location of the phone that the child was using. Based on that information, officers responded to 1671 84th Street in the confines of the 6-2 precinct. When officers and EMS arrived, they were led into the first floor by an uninjured child and led into a small vestibule facing 2 more doors. At that point, they heard screams coming from behind the door to their left and immediately began forcing their way into the apartment, kicking down the door. Once they entered, they encountered a man standing near the entrance holding a large meat cleaver covered in blood, and they could see blood on the floor and the walls of the home. The officers ordered the man to drop the weapon several times. He refused and advanced towards them. 2 officers discharged their firearms, firing 7 total rounds between them and striking the subject, ending the threat. This encounter is captured on body-worn camera video. Inside the apartment, officers found 4 female victims aged 16, 13, 11, and 8. All had serious slash and stab wounds, and responding officers and EMS provided emergency medical care on scene before the victims were removed to Maimonides Hospital. At this time, all 4 children, thank God, are expected to survive, but this could have ended very differently. Officers and EMS arrived at the door within minutes of receiving the 911 call. Their fast, decisive action, pinpointing the location and taking down the door, absolutely saved the lives of these young girls, and I was proud to tell them as much. Seconds matter in these situations, especially when dealing with multiple stab wounds, and our officers did not hesitate for a moment. I also want to speak of the heroics of the children involved. The 11-year-old 911 caller, who herself was a victim, hid in a room to call the police, and a young, uninjured boy ran in to alert a neighbor. Our cops were removed to Lutheran Hospital for evaluation, and I visited them there a few moments ago to check on them and to personally thank them. I am happy to report that they are going to be fine. Here's what we know about the perp at this time. His name is Lung Chen, 49 years old. His exact relationship to the victims is under investigation, but we believe that he is a relative. He was also treated on scene and transported to Maimonides Hospital in critical condition. 2 knives were recovered, 1 large cleaver in Mr. Chen's possession, and another bloody knife was found in another room. Obviously, the motive behind this horrific attack is still under investigation, and we will provide more information when we have it. According to family members, though, Chen does have a history of mental illness. And we can tell you that there seems to be no prior DV history at this location. But here is the bottom line. Right now, we have 4 children who are still alive because of the quick thinking and decisive action of your NYPD officers and EMTs. I want to thank and commend all involved, responding officers, EMS, the 911 call center personnel, hospital staff, and everyone who worked together to save these girls' lives. These are true heroes, and they did an exceptional job today. We are now happy to take any questions you might have.
I folks, we have time for a few online questions. You want to take the floor? You just mentioned that persons have mental health illnesses when it comes to the perpetrator. Has any type of resources been allocated to this home to treat with that, or could this be prevented any more resources?
Right now, there is no history at this home through NYPD of any instance whatsoever. And the information the commissioners provided was provided to us from the family just now.
You were the Demos of New York?
Was he lived at this location? If he wasn't, do you know why he came to this location?
It appears he lived here. As to the motive as to why this happened, other than mental illness, we don't know. Our Force Investigation Division will be going through this the next couple hours and figure this out in the next couple of days, for that matter.
How many other people were living in the house at the time?
Right now, we don't know in totality, but we know there was 5 children there, 4 hurt, and a young man who so bravely went to the neighbors to alert the neighbors to call us, and also that 11-year-old who went to that room and made that call. Quite heroic on their behalf.
So just for clarification, 5 children and the attacker?
5 children, 4 hurt. 1's a young man, went to the neighbors, and the attacker. You're correct.
Any other questions?
One of the people, one of the people that was attacked, you said that as far as you know?
We're going to work through that as to exactly who is who in that apartment.
Any other, I'm going to go to the...
We were the parents of the kids?
Well, this might be the father of some of them or the uncle. Again, we're going to work through that, and we believe the mother was out of the house.
All right, folks, thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Thank you.